I still have not seen the actual finale. It's this weird, bizarre thing where I'm like, once I do that, it's over. And
right?
I also know that like what happens, and so I'm just like, I don't want.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't watch it.
It's really great.
So Jason, do you get recognized when you go places? Do people know who you are?
No, every once in a while, it's like it never feels like it's not like the Beatles where I'm running down the street trying to get away. It's actually just enough to make me paranoid. Like every once in a while, I'll see people and I'll be like, and then I'll be like, I know what that means in high school. Are they teasing me? Are they talking about me? So it's very subtle like that.
And do they tell you if they were Team Mark or Team Hank?
Sometimes they do, yes. Sometimes they do.
And
they tell me both.
They do?
They're like, if they're Team Hank, they have a sort of an apology. They're like, I liked him better. And then other people are like, I was Team Mark all the way. It's like, either one is great.
What's your favorite show?
My favorite show, of all time?
Yeah, of all time, exactly.
Oh gosh, I don't know why I said that. That just widened
That makes it so hard.
yeah. But I really enjoyed buying time. What did I really enjoy?
We could return to that
Yeah,
after.
we'll return to that. I'll think about
But
it.
you're gonna come up with something. It's just
I am. I promise.
arrive in your head.
Yes.
Okay, so I bet you can name one of your favorite movies though.
Yes, I can name one of my favorite movies, The Knights of Cabiria. It's a Fellini movie with Giulietta Messina, where she basically plays this woman who continues to believe in love even when all the evidence is pointing to the opposite.
Okay.
Very beautiful.
What is one of your guilty pleasures?
We did talk a little bit that I like the Bachelor franchise. I never thought I would say that, but I got sucked in, and then it just doesn't let you go. So that is I definitely feel a lot of guilt, but also a lot of pleasure.
That's a guilty pleasure.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have any pet peeves? Things you can't stand?
Things I can't stand. Yes. Yeah. My biggest pet peeve is generally when I see someone talking to somebody else and they've made an assumption that they are a better or more worthy human being than the person that they're talking to. And they're just being a little dismissive and a little gross.
And you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What's the first thing that you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do when I wake up is I go to the coffee machine and I get a little cup of coffee.
Do you eat breakfast?
No. I eventually eat breakfast. Usually I eat breakfast by the time my stomach has started to eat itself and I feel crazy and I'm like, what's happening? What's going on with me? And then it's just because I'm hungry.
Okay, and what's one of your favorite things to do in the middle of the day, if you have the opportunity?
In the middle of the day, recently I've liked going on little hikes. Just putting on some shoes and just not anywhere like special, just outside of my house and just around the street. And there's all these hills everywhere and I see how far I can go and explore.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's one of the things that you do before bed? What's your routine?
I probably just look at my phone for hours, if I'm being honest. I mean, I brush my teeth and I do all that stuff. But I look at my phone until it drops. And then I go, okay, I should probably go to sleep.
So really, literally, it
I
drops
do
and
look
then
a
you're
lot
sleeping?
of. Yeah, I've done that sometimes.
All right, so
when I've been too
what's
tired.
your relationship with your phone?
It's an unhealthy obsession.
Like everybody.
I think like everybody. Although my screen time was down last week.
Oh, so you check
6%.
it? You set it and you check it?
It pops up on my little screen. It was like, hey, where were you? You only were on your screen 6 hours today. What's the problem? Are you freaking out? I spend too much time on my phone.
What are the things that you're on it doing?
I'm on Twitter, and then I have a couple like mindless games that are just addictive, and I am a sucker for it.
So it's not social media. Well, actually, you said Twitter.
Twitter a little, sometimes Instagram, just to see all my friends, and then and then just these like games that I just can't stop.
So Twitter, you are what's going on with you on Twitter? What are you up to on Twitter? Because you definitely have a presence there.
Oh, thanks. On Twitter, recently I do a lot of just liking. I've gotten into this phase of Twitter where there are so many very important conversations happening all the time, and I know that everyone has a different feed, and if someone follows me, they're saying, I will see one of your tweets, but I always feel like I'm interrupting a much more important conversation with like a dumb joke. So I don't want people to be like, this is important and we need to fix this right now, and I'm like, here's a little pun. Okay. Just and now, but more importantly, what everyone else is saying. So I do a lot of liking and following people and reading and learning.
So very pleasant things, actually.
For the most part.
Positive, because Twitter can be a little negative at times.
Twitter can be very
but
negative.
You use it in a more positive.
I try to use it in a more
upbeat.
Yes, exactly. I think it's important to read the heavier stuff, but I also feel like I would not. I don't know. There's lots of conversations that I'm like, there are people who are much smarter and more articulate than me about these particular things, and let me just favorite and retweet them instead of trying to be like, you know what I think is blah, blah, blah. And then they go, you're stupid.
What are some of the missteps that you've made in your life?
Oh, some of the missteps that I've made. There have been quite a few. I think I spent a long time not trusting myself, not like sort of doing what I thought someone wanted me to do, or as opposed to measuring against myself and what I wanted. And so I've like done something for somebody and then like blown up in an explosion of resentment, and they're like, but you said you wanted to. And I was like, you wanted me to. And you're like, but you said that you wanted to. And I'm like, that's a fair point. I've put us both in this situation. So I think some of my missteps are like not being honest from the outset in a particular situation, being like, I think this is what you want to hear, so I'm gonna say that until we're both angry at me.
And what is one of the moments in your life, big or small, that you will never forget?
Oh, boy.
You could even name 2 or 3 if that actually takes the pressure off thinking of the,
the
ultimate one.
Most memorable thing. Yeah. Gosh, I think one of the most memorable the most memorable thing was the birth of my daughter. What else was I going to say?
Of course. How would you describe it?
And this show is second most memorable.
Right again. Describe that moment, the birth of your daughter.
It was wild. I mean, it like your focus shifts from me and my parents and my friends and to I am this person's father. This person is counting on me. This is now the new sort of center of my thought process.
That's major.
It is major.
Thank you, Jason.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we're good. We have everything.
Yay.
TV show.
What? Oh, to watch it. Is that what you're saying?
You didn't come back to what his favorite show is.
Oh, what my favorite show is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me find how to transition back.
Oh.
Your favorite show.
Oh, yes, my favorite show.
We mustn't forget that.
My favorite show is The Wire. I haven't seen The Wire. I know that I should have seen The Wire by this point. But it probably will be my favorite show when I see it. That's what I hear happens.
That's what I hear too.
Yeah, you haven't seen it either?
No, I did. I tried. This show I tried.
Okay.
3 different times.
Oh, really?
Because it was recommended so highly by people who I so respect.
Yeah, it's the greatest show of all time. That's what
they say.
Yeah.
But I tried so hard. I couldn't do it.
No. I'll say it. I figured it out. One of my favorite shows, and I don't care what people say, is Lost.
Yes, I'm with you.
And I know that people were like, oh, it didn't all make sense. It was such a fun journey, and the characters were so great. And sometimes I still sit around and I go, I wonder what Jack and Sawyer and Kate are all doing right now, and Hurley. Where are they? I mean, they're in heaven.
Hurley's in the van, I feel
yeah, I
like.
guess,
Driving
yeah, that's
somewhere uncontrollable with the van.
Yeah.
But I would definitely like to revisit everyone, and it was brilliantly done.
Yeah. So well acted.
Right. Maybe
so
not
fun.
everything about it was perfect, but the flaws make it more beautiful.
Exactly.
Lost.
Like we talked about.
Perfect. Perfect. Thanks, Jason.
Absolutely.
So I'm Kara. I'm here with Jason Ritter.
Hi.
And we just had a long conversation,
We
good
did.
conversation, I think.
Yes, I think so too.
So why do you think people will want to listen to us?
I think it's if you like listening to two people talk, have an honest conversation, and if you like us, then you will want to listen to it.
And you're going to like him no matter what, I
And you're gonna
assure
like
you. Make sure you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, YouTube, wherever you catch your podcasts.
Yes.
It's Jason Ritter on Really Famous. Mae Whitman, too.
Mae Whitman is like
She's
a
out of
genius.
control good. Everybody, really everybody.
So is her brother, Miles Heiser, who plays Drew. He's such like it's so rare that you see a introvert.
I've never cringed so much at a character, and I mean that in a good way.
No, yeah.
So authentically, and you're just like, dude, figure it out.
Right.
Everyone just leave him alone.
Right.
All right, little duck, little bird. Here you go. Just cross the street. You'll be fine.
Do you ever catch it? Do you ever see it? Like, is it on TV?
I never catch it, but I have like gone through and seen a couple episodes. Also, I still have not seen the actual finale. It's this weird, bizarre thing where I'm like, once I do that, it's over, and I also know that like what happens, and so I'm just like, I don't want.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't watch it.
It's really great.